In this session, we just want to give you a little more detail into what we've been doing in two of our largest accounts at Jio, which is JioMart, that you've been seeing a lot about, and JioMobility, which is a lot about the scale that we've covered in terms of the number of users we've reached. And on stage, I have joining me Satinder Singh from the JioMobility business and Archit Shrivastava from JioMart. Right, let me quickly introduce them and then we'll go right into it. So Satinder here is AVP of Sales Platform at JioMobility, and I guess behind his fancy title, he's essentially all strategic projects that we do, everything commerce, sales related kind of comes under him, not only mobility but fiber, enterprise and so forth. So Satinder, thank you for taking the time.
Thanks, Pooja, for inviting me to this event.
Of course, and then Archit here heads the entire JioMart product. So a lot of the cool stuff that you've seen from a product perspective, end to end, has been done by him and his team, and we've worked very closely to make that happen. So thanks Archit for coming, and very excited over the next 15-20 minutes just to double click a little bit into what went behind the scenes for both these solutions. I'll start with you first, Archit.
Sure.
So our journey as Haptik with JioMart started literally a month after they launched as a business, where we launched customer care for them. And right from day one, we've been handling about 55% even of their care volume. And then from then, it moved on to transactional notifications, which is your order confirmations, delivery updates, everything related to an order that you've placed. And then about a year or so ago, when WhatsApp first beta launched your proactives or campaigns as they call it, is when we first started with JioMart to send kind of marketing campaigns. And then of course the downstream from marketing campaigns, which is your end-to-end commerce journey, which is your product discovery, product search, comparison. I mean, in grocery people don't end up doing a lot of comparison, but as a feature that's there, and of course add to cart and transact. So I think with Archit we started working in about a year since the whole promotional message journey started. So I just want to hear from you, what does WhatsApp as a channel mean for JioMart business? How has it played out for you, and kind of strategically, how does JioMart look at it?
Sure. So overall, I think one of the core underlying tenets as Reliance and Jio that we follow for all our product offerings is to make them inclusive. Right? We want to take every Indian consumer along with us in the journey of digital transformation that India is going through. And this initiative is specifically geared to fast track that vision. Right? It helps us in three ways. Firstly, it helps us convert offline shoppers to online customers. Right? So as you know, we are an omni-channel format. So we have a lot of offline customers coming to our stores. And if you see how shopping happens offline, right? There is a shopping list. Earlier, it used to be on paper. Now that list has also become digital, mostly on WhatsApp. Plus, someone else is creating the list and someone else is going to probably shop that. So what this enables us is to actually empower the customer who is creating the list rather than typing out on WhatsApp to somebody else and create pain for someone else to go and shop. It empowers them to shop directly on WhatsApp through JioMart. Second, it helps in repeat purchases. So we already had personalized recommendations for all our existing customers basis their shopping behavior on the platform. With JioMart now on WhatsApp, it enables us to give that quick shopping experience to all the customers on a channel on which they are probably spending a good time in it every day. And third, obviously, it helps us acquire a lot of new customers. As we know, there is a big segment out in India which is not comfortable with e-commerce. They are not comfortable discovering products or making online payments. So it enables us to help those customers from both of these segments to come on JioMart.
Yeah, that's really powerful, right? So WhatsApp essentially is a supplement to your existing channels and even allows you to get to a new user base that perhaps only through your online and offline channels you're not able to, right? Ajit, I want to really quickly touch upon what went behind the scenes in the making of this solution, right? A lot has been talked about it. After referred to it. It was launched at the AGM. Mark Zuckerberg has tweeted about it. So for us at Haptik, and this has been literally one of the most rewarding parts of myself and my team's time here at Haptik, just being an integral part of that entire Jio plus Meta partnership coming alive, right? I remember we were literally like day zero was us in a room with the Meta team giving product feedback on the PLM or the list message as a feature. Literally, how big should the images be? In a list, how many items should be displayed? What should be the character limit on the descriptions, right? And at least our role as Haptik in those discussions was to represent the customer voice. How do customers like to shop? All those transactions we've had, our learnings from those in terms of what do customers like to see, what is the right design of the conversation, and of course we see all of that play out today in a very successful way. In that we've seen over 1 million transactions since the time we've been live. So want to hear a little bit from your end how the experience was working with Haptik to make this come live.
So, as you know, as all of us were doing it for the first time, right? Whether it's Jio, Haptik, or Meta team, end-to-end shopping experience was never built out on WhatsApp. So this experience has, given us a lot of learnings and insights, right? The experience that you see today has evolved over time. We started off with the partnership with Haptik when we launched the conversational commerce initially, where all of the interactions were happening over chat. Then to make the payments easier, we interacted and integrated with WhatsApp Pay thanks to UPI being mainstream. Then after that, recently what we launched is to make shopping more immersive. We have introduced a lot of native UI elements so that customers can browse, search, shop easily on WhatsApp. And Haptik has been a key partner in all along from the start, right? Specifically, the two fronts that Haptik I see has added most value is to bring in those insights and analytics to understand, how customers are interacting on the bot, for us to meaningfully engage contextually with the customers, to give us those conversions, funnel drops, what are customers asking, where is the bot breaking, how do we need to evolve further, and to bring in that scale, right? With Jio, obviously comes scale. So Haptik on demand was able to scale along with all the volume requirements, the TPS requirements, whether it's messages per second or overall interactions. I think Haptik scaled pretty well there. And additionally, the custom optimizations that we needed to achieve higher throughputs and deliveries for those QBMs to reach the customers at the right time of the day, right? You have millions of customers to reach within the same window. So I think the execution was flawless on that.
No, definitely. This is what we talk about all the time as well, right? When it comes to conversational commerce, very honestly, the truth is the features like catalog or doing payments in chat will eventually become commoditized, and there will be other vendors who will be able to provide that. But I think we at Haptik really feel that a huge differentiator for us will always be some of these learnings that we picked up in having that first mover advantage, right? Be it how to scale or how to design the conversation so that it's more likely to result in a transaction, or what kind of campaigns to send so that the user is not going to block you. So some of those learnings that we've picked up through both these solutions, and you hear on Mobility Next as well, is something that we feel will always be a strength and a differentiator for Haptik throughout as this conversational commerce journey plays out. And really quickly, last, Archit, what's coming up next on this channel?
So there are many exciting products that we have planned for in the roadmap, and you will see them recently. But as we just launched this, the first priority is to listen back to the customers, understand where we missed or what can we do better, improve on that one. Then the next priority will be to widen the selection of products that we are offering through this channel right now. And we will look to leverage this for more of Reliance and Jio offerings that we have in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. This is just the start and not the end. So look forward to our continued engagement. Thanks. So Satinder, moving over to mobility. So just for context for everyone, the mobility solution is a little different from JioMart in the sense that it's more of not end-to-end commerce and more of engagement, lead generation. So for example, nudging the customer, reminding them your recharge is due, and then that resulting in a recharge transaction. Customers signing up or dropping their lead for JioPad or use cases like that, right? So, Satinder, from your end, I know another way apart from use case that JioMobility is different is also the scale that we've achieved from day one, right? I mean, with JioMobility, the core customer base itself is much larger. So we were talking about tens of millions in a daily campaign from day one, right? And so could you talk to us a little bit about just some of the challenges that we faced during scaling and then how we were kind of able to overcome them?
Right, Pooja. So building on what Archit said, one of the design principles of Jio and Reliance is thinking at scale and speed. So literally last year at the same time we took this challenge of integrating WhatsApp as a very important channel in our all communications across all journey touch points, starting from product discovery to usage and retention. So when we started, we thought that it's just like any other channel, and we will be able to integrate and we'll be able to send millions of messages. But then we faced significant challenges in terms of building a system at scale, and it was also for the first time, and for everyone, for Haptik, for Meta team itself also, because the scale that we were looking at, it was never done by any brand globally. So literally, we started with our first trial, and we saw that the throughput was not that significant. We went back to drawing board along with Haptik team, Meta team, and JPL team also. And it was like multi-geography teams sitting in different time zones and having long interactions and making sure that we redesign, we find out the best configuration, we find out the best architectural design for doing things at scale. What is the best bare metal configuration? What is the best database structure? How the system should interact? Which microservice should be synchronous? Which should be asynchronous? So all these discussions happen. And with doing multiple experiments, we were able to really, work together in a very agile way, in a very collaborative way, and achieve what we have done today. One of the interesting things that we learned during this journey was what is the right messaging, what is the right way to reach out to the customer, what is the best campaign type, what is the best CTA. So we experimented we did multiple experiments on multiple use cases in parallel. And you can see from my passion, we love what we do, and we wanted a partner who is equally committed in this journey. And I am really happy Haptik and Meta were very supportive in this journey. So today we are running multiple live campaigns as in different domains around mobility in terms of acquisition, customer engagement, customer communication, reminders, NPS surveys, feedbacks, both from customer side, and we also have a strong partner community. The partners who help us acquire our customers, who help us, retain our customers. So we do a lot of use cases around that also. And at the same time, we are still in that day zero mindset. We are still, experimenting with multiple new use cases as we speak.
Could you double click a little bit on the partner piece? Because I think you've spoken a lot about the B2C commerce aspect, but maybe a little bit on what we're doing on the partner side.
So, when I talk about partners, I mean the mobility partners. Essentially, our retailers, our distributors, our direct partners. So, what we do is we have used various campaigns around training them, educating them, and also getting the feedback from them. Whenever a new product gets launched, we use WhatsApp for education of partners, reiterating the benefits of a new product. And one of the interesting thing about WhatsApp is we can send multimedia content, we can send documents, we can send presentations, we can send videos in vernacular languages, and we can also have very interactive CTAs so that we get back a response from them and we engage them in the entire journey.
Right. So as I said, a lot of different flavor in terms of engagement and lead gen, especially the NPS one, right? It's especially used by the customer engagement and churn team to later then kind of reach out to the users, engage them, and figure out if they're unhappy, why they're unhappy. So maybe not a direct transaction, but downstream definitely leading to better customer retention and more kind of revenue per user. Finally, Satinder, what's coming up next as well for your end?
One of the focus that we have right now is on digital recharges through WhatsApp, and that is one of the important initiatives we are working on along with Haptik and Meta team. We are experimenting around those use cases. How do we improve recharge through a digital WhatsApp channel with WhatsApp Pay as well as other modes of payment? And how do we also bring first-time digital users to this channel and let them do experiment with WhatsApp recharges? Another thing that we're doing is whatever we have learned so far with mobility experiments and mobility use cases, we want to replicate some of those learnings and use cases in other lines of businesses like geofiber home broadband, our enterprise, our devices business. So that is what another action that we are taking.
Great. Thanks to both of you for coming out and kind of sharing your insights. I know a lot of people in the audience here today are thinking about how conversational commerce can be applied to their business. So I'm sure what you shared can get their creativity going. So thanks a lot.